Mr. Stevens, I am so excited to meet you today. It's going to make my entire year. And who thought back in the 70s when I was just a child hearing and saying to my grandmother, "Don't look, Ethel,"
Uh,
that I would be here across the piano just talking with
uh,
you. So
yeah.
you have brought a lot of comedy, a lot of laughter through the years. What has been your most memorable experience?
Oh gosh, I don't know. I've had many, and I couldn't pick the most memorable, but there have been plenty of very memorable experiences. Uh, I moved here from Atlanta in 1962. I didn't come here to be a star. I came here to play on recording sessions. I wanted to be a session musician. And I got here January 2nd, and I was working for Mercury Records as an assistant producer to Shelby Singleton. Jerry Kennedy was already here from Louisiana. That's where Shelby was from. And Shelby used to be a promotion guy early on, and he was on a promotion tour with the Big Bopper. Remember Chantilly Lace?
Hmm.
Well, that had just come out, and I was doing a little show around it in East Point, Georgia. It's called the Georgia Jubilee, and it was a little local show. And so he brought him to do that show to promote the record, Chantilly Lace. And I was playing on that show, and Shelby saw me, and he called later when he got promoted to A&R producer at Mercury in Nashville. He called me and asked me did I want a job working for him at Mercury. I said sure. So I came up and I was working a lot of recording sessions as well as working for Mercury. And on January, I think it was 20, January 20th, I cut a heavy A-rap because I was signed to Mercury. And life changed. And I didn't get to play as many recording sessions, but I was on the road a lot and doing very well. And that was a memorial experience, memorable experience. Yeah.
A lot of great ones. And you always had, well, I guess you were in gospel. You've done, you obviously play the piano. You're a really good musician. You are a songwriter and you sing and you obviously have a business sense about you. You've built the cabaret. Kind of what was your original plan with the cabaret?
I don't know. I just wanted to build something. I had worked in Vegas a lot, and I'd worked a place there called the Desert Inn, which is no longer there. But they were a very active casino back in those days, and their showroom was sort of like this, with tables and chairs, and not theater seating like we have upstairs in the balcony here. Uh, but I kind of like that atmosphere, and so I built this place, and I've been working here for well, we the first year we opened was 2018, so 18, 19, 20, 7 years, yeah, and if I decide to work next year, it'll be 8 years, but we'll see what happens. I don't know, but I've had a lot of fun doing what I do. So
Well, I guess that's really what it's all about, right? Leaving a legacy, doing things that you love all along the way, and whatever you want your book to look like at the end of your life.
okay.
I just heard that today or at the Ryman, so it was in a song, so it just seemed kind of fitting. What is the greatest legacy? Oh my gosh, there's so many songs. I mean, you wrote funny songs, serious songs. I remember Everything is Beautiful.
Mhm.
And definitely, growing up in the 70s, that was very fitting for that time. I think it's a perfect song to come out today. I think, that and, some of the great, great songs you've done through the years could just really be good in today's world.
Mm. Well, thank you. That's quite a compliment. '70s was a pretty productive decade. I wrote and recorded The Streak in 1974, and gosh, several others in the '70s. Can't remember, but The Streak was the biggest selling single I've ever had, and it sold so many records that the pressing plants couldn't keep up with the demand for records orders from the record stores. But they finally did, of course, but it was a slight wait to get the product into the stores.
I owned one of your
Yeah,
records.
did you?
So I did. I did. My grandmother's name was Ethelene, so we always called her Ethel after that song came out. So it was always just a little family joke. So we really enjoyed it. And of course, when you're a child, that it just brought so much fun. The songs that you had. And you had
Yeah,
quite a few of them. The squirrel in the church, and let's see, something about in a funeral home. You had so many just really
yeah,
great comedy that you added into your talent and your
well,
skills.
well, thank you.
Thank you for that. And as far as my radio show, it's about beyond the money. What would you say is one of the greatest beyond the money, the fame, the fortune, the success, the popularity? What would be some moments that are most memorable for you?
Oh gosh, well, it helps sometimes to be a little bit famous because you can accomplish things uh, that you couldn't normally do because people you're dealing with recognize you, and so they'll sort of give you the benefit of the doubt, so to speak. Uh, I don't know. Money's nice, but just doing something you love to do. I guess, that's the main thing.
That's, I think that's really what it's all about. And as far as what would you want some of your fans through the years, multiple decades, multiple generations, what would you want to be the message that you would want to leave for them?
I never thought about that, but you got to make a living, and try to pick something that you enjoy doing. I guess.
Well, you've certainly done a wonderful job with it. Thank you so much for your time today. So much nostalgia just looking at all your pictures and the memories that you've had that kind of came back to me and just took me back into my childhood, into the '70s, and
Ah,
brought back so many great memories with my entire family. So
well,
thank you.
these pictures on the walls, I decided to put those up there when I first built the building. I thought it might be interesting for people to see the sort of a pictorial history of Music City. And I started taking these pictures when I first moved here in '62. Uh, I'd go and play on a session and take my camera and take pictures of all the musicians. And so there's a lot of my buddies up there, and I took pictures of background singers and songwriters, and of course record producers. And it's uh, I even enjoy walking through here and looking at some of those old pictures from time to time. It's very uh, fun to do. It's a fun thing to do.
Well, thank you. Thank you for sharing that with me, and thank you for sharing your time with me today. I really appreciate
You're
it.
more than welcome.